What's wrong with what you have on?
Shall we talk about that in a more private location, please?
Vell is very confused, but alright.
It's for good reason. You'll understand in a moment.
Alright.
So, I'm guessing that you're making your way to the Korim family estate?
First private location, then there.
Of course.
Because again, I need to change.
So yes, you find there's a changing room in the tavern that people are allowed to use.
Everyone's going to the Korim family estate?
Alright.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Well, the invitation needs to be extended in character, but that seems to be at least Korim and Klaus's intent.
Yeah. And and Kuhn's gonna follow Klaus.
Alright.
Yeah, that's why Klaus asked if the parents would be mad if they brought Kuhn along, because, you know, he knows he can't go anywhere without Kuhn now.
Alright.
I thought I was the lost puppy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, quick history lesson, well, story, I guess. Now,
Well, one quick question.
huh?
One quick question.
Yep.
Is this in or out of character that you are saying this?
I'm assuming that we are in relative privacy at the moment.
You are, yes.
Then this is in character.
Then proceed.
So, yes, Mum and Dad know that I'm within the military. They also know roughly what I do within the military. Kind of. Not entirely, but that's for purposes of their own protection, literally. I keep my... I keep my life in the military and my life at home as separated as possible in order to protect them and prevent anyone from being able to use them effectively as a weapon against me if things ever head south. Korim, that name is actually a nickname. It's not my real name, though. Just stepping out of character for a second here, I still haven't figured out what that name is. I'm working on that.
We'll get to that when we get to that. But
Yeah.
yes, Korim was a childhood nickname of his that Klaus knew. Klaus would call him by quite frequently, but that the wider public would, of course, not associate with him.
Yeah. Technically, my family's name is actually Ethereum, which carries some weight.
Yes.
Do I recognize the family
I was
name?
going. Not only do you recognize the family name, but Kun, you do as well. They are a rich and influential family of the Golden Lions who had actually set up an estate very near the border of Red Tiger territory, an action that had rather vexed many of your superiors. They were known for...
Oh,
Sorry, they were known to be pacifist supporters of Golden Lion efforts in the war. None of them has, at least until now it seems, had been directly engaged in the conflict, but they had often provided resources, land, and wealth to the cause. Now, you were asking something, Jeremy?
Oh, I was just saying, does Whisper know about the family name?
Quite so. In fact, given his close proximity to the nobility, he likely knows possibly even more about them, or at least has heard them spoken more than even Kun has.
Alright. I actually have skill points in knowledge and ability. I don't know if you wanted me to roll it, but...
I don't need you to make a roll at this stage, but yes, you have heard quite a lot about that family name.
Alright.
In the meantime, Korim's rummaging around for a couple of things inside of his pack.
Now, do I know all that military stuff, or what do I know?
Okay, you would know about the fact that they have publicly been aiding the war. You would know that of them as rather bold people for being so defiant of the Red Tigers, even crazy enough to build their homes in the area. And given the fact that they built one of their homes near Red Tiger territory, and your family did the same, I'm not entirely unconvinced you weren't somewhat inspired by them back in the day. Though, of course, how much you remember of your past life is, as you know, somewhat vague.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is that they built that home on the border because they already knew that civilians of the Golden Lions would potentially be under threat in the event of hostilities actually escalating. They built their home there specifically to protect the civilians. Basically, I'm just going to use the word fortress. Basically, the fortress is there to distract and draw attention in order to allow the civilians to actually get out of harm's way.
And it was on this fortress that young Korim and Claus were born, as I recall. Is that correct?
Well, Korim was born.
Claus
not so much.
Claus adopted, I should say. Where Claus was found and adopted. That was where I meant to say.
Yeah.
Also, while the Etherion family home, I was saying that name correctly, yes?
Etherion, yeah.
Was in the northern part of the island. Vell's village was in the southern part of the island.
Are you on good terms with your family, Korim?
Yes. Though they can be a bit interesting at times.
Interesting. Basically, I'm asking if I should just stay in Claus, or if they could be trusted or weirded out. What do I do? Do I snoop around the house? Do I haunt them? Do I jangle chains? What do I do?
Do I dress in drag and do the hula?
I mean, I'm already sort of in drag.
Hey!
My mist sort of drags on the floor as well.
Yeah, don't worry. Things will be fine. Now, where the frick is that bottle?
I do not
Where's
know.
Bobble?
Bottle. I think he needs a drink.
No, it's more, where is that bottle of hair dye? Because I'm not naturally blonde.
Wait a minute. You don't normally look like this.
No.
And they don't like you changing your appearance?
It's more changing my appearance is again about those layers of misdirection.
Okay. This'll be interesting. I could...
Needless to say, I am very protective of my family.
Alright.
So, one
How
bottle of hair.
cute.
So, one bottle of hair dye later, you find out that his hair is bright freaking pink!
Yeah.
And no, I'm not letting you forget that, ever!
Yeah, I had pink hair for about 3 months at one stage.
It was
I've had pink hair, blue hair, purple hair, green hair.
fluorescent pink!
Worst it was right before going, frickin' paintballing.
Fluorescent pink! Anyway, continue.
Not to solve, dye your hair pink.
Thing is, now pretty much everyone has dark hair.
Except Klaus. Klaus has bright orange red.
Yeah.
And Whisper has silver hair.
Okay, point taken.
So is Whisper with the group at this point? I guess he is.
Jermo, are you joining us to go to the mansion?
Yes, indeed.
Yay.
Yay.
He dresses in his froppiest frock clothing.
Take 12d6 damage. I'm joking. Anyway, so yes.
I'm not.
I'm not healing you.
Off man. Anyway, you all make your way to the estate. Now, as I mentioned before, the city of Tagura had been built into this caldera type area, with the more wealthy estate going up the main, up the mountainside. Korim's, the Etherion house, was one of them. And you take the path and the steps up the mountainside, even at one point passing under the waterfall. Eventually, you make your way to the large double doors of the estate. What do you do?
Question: does Whisper know precisely how that family made their fortune?
He would. He would, yes.
All right. What was the means of their making their fortune?
Ash, I believe you can field this question.
Is that public knowledge, or do they just have money and people don't know?
Oh no, it's pretty much common knowledge.
Okay.
They were wealthy even before... the family itself was wealthy even before coming to the island. It was a part of the group that came initially to help set up things up. But the thing is that they actually were the keepers of lore, of history, songs, pretty much everything like that. Which, after the island was severed from the greater empire and everyone had no idea what the frick happened to that empire, those who retained the histories, pretty much they would look towards the Etherions to make sure that they at least got it as accurate as possible.
So
they're the kings and queens of Christmas.
So you'd say that their income is more of a government pay type thing?
Their initial...
Old money.
Yeah, they're old money.
Old royal money, Imagine a very high-ranking official in a queen's court or a king's court who has money because they have a lot of land and influence, and when they moved here, they just kept it.
Got it.
They're not the richest or most powerful of the nobility, but they are certainly up there.
Yeah, they're like dukes or counts, not quite way up there.
Yeah. Oh, it's been a few months since I've actually been here.
Mm-hmm. So again, you knock on the double doors.
Yep.
I have my butler with me.
Mm-hmm. And you hear a familiar voice. Who is it? You recognize it as this voice of one of the servants.
Do you have a name for that servant?
Indeed, I do. The servant's name is Terence.
It's Korim, Terence.
You hear absolutely nothing. Then you hear sounds of a loud commotion. Then you see a steadily growing sounds of commotion.
Here it comes.
And some rather high-pitched voices.
I am gonna hide behind Con real quick.
Good.
Yeah, Kun is hearing the high pitched voices, and he kind of reaches towards his back towards his spear.
Good. Korim, make a reflex save.
This time there's no greater serendipity. Sorry.
24.
Impressive. Highly impressive. Enough to dodge any enemy's attack.
Except this
But
one.
it is not enough to save you from the mother's glove. So,
The mother's glove.
so the rest of you bear witness to an alarmingly fast blur of speed as something impacts into Korim and knocks him to the ground. You have about a few seconds to register a fairly rotund woman with curly, mousy brown hair hugging Korim tightly when you are then further assaulted by the father's glove.
Okay, so I found me when I'm older and have kids. Down to
Now you understand why Claus was hiding.
down to the slightly rotund and mousy brown hair. And it's curly when it's short. Holy, you just made me!
When I say mousy brown, I meant more like the lighter brown color. Yours is a bit darker. Oh, by the way, Klaus,
Oh no!
make a stealth check.
I swear, if I get another freaking nat one. So not 21. The curse has been broken.
Yay!
Very well done. It doesn't save you. So,
Klaus lets out the eve and starts prepares to run around Gun, just in case.
here's basically what happens. Oh, it's so good to see you, son! They say. They're beaming with happiness. They look up and their smiles grow brighter as they see a young boy they had not seen in years.
Uh-oh. Hi!
It's immediately just Kun just steps in front, pulls out his spear. It's like, run! I'll hold them off!
Klaus runs! He is running!
And somehow it doesn't help.
Sorry, Vell says in Klaus's brain, Klaus, why are we running from the family?
I mean,
Because if they club me, they'll break my bones!
Alright.
thing is, she managed to get up past YOE before the two of you find yourselves enveloped in a rather warm but surprisingly gentle yet tight hug from your adopted mother.
Yeah. Although Alcoon's just kind of blinks. It's just like, what just happened?
Anyway, Mr. Ethereon stands up. So, how have you been, son? I'm assuming. Who are these friends of yours? Wait a minute. He looks at Kun. He looks at Whisper. Are you red tigers? Our sworn mortal enemies?
Yes.
Excellent. Would you like to drink? Excellent. Would you like something to drink?